locker room at halftime. What was the message about those final 20 minutes and making sure you take care of business and do the things that you maybe hadn't done the previous 2 nights?
For this specific game, it was stay physical and don't let them get in transition. We knew from last game that at Minnesota we came out and like the second half was not good. So we knew what we had to do and come out and be physical and like hit first. That was one of the main things. And I think we were very, very disciplined in like just doing that exactly what we talked about at halftime. So when you do that, then good things happen.
Final minutes as Michigan State's making that last push. What do you think you were able to do tonight that you haven't in previous games, particularly Minnesota?
Stay resilient, stick to our game plan. In that situation, a lot of teams can get rattled and start getting worried, and that's when bad things happen. But with us, it was like, they're having their little run. Let's stop it now, and let's get back to what we're doing and finish this game out.
What was going through your mind on that late three?
The late three? Rienk set a good screen. I was open. I wanted to get downhill, but they gave me the shot, so I just took it. Yeah.
Juwan, coming off those 2 losses, you got your first start of the season tonight. How much was it on your mind to bring that energy and that effort and get things going right out of the gate?
All week, coach, all we've been harping on, this team is a fast-paced team, so we've been working on the transition, crashing the board, stuff like that. So I think my energy, and the team energy was a good start for sure. We knew we had to go back and transition. They had some transition buckets in the first half. They had 11 points, and the second half we had to harp on that for sure. But we just stick to the game plan. Guard their actions. We knew once we get in them half court we could guard them for sure. But we knew getting in the track meet with them, it wasn't going to be a good game for sure. So we knew once we get them in half court we could settle down, actually guard them. That's one thing we harped on in the huddle during every media timeout.
Rienk, when you say hit first, what's that mean in basketball?
Exactly what it says. Like when the ball goes up, when there's a shot, 2 guys go at each other. If you're the one that hits him first, then you can dictate where you both as a 2 people go. If they hit you first, then you get in a defensive rebound. If they come crashing in, you get pushed under the rim. Then you're probably not going to get the rebound. But if you hit him first and are able to create some space between yourself and the rim, then you have more space to go get the ball. So that's hitting first.
Did Minnesota hit first?
Yeah, they had some guys that we didn't cover when they came crashing in. So we didn't even hit them at all. So they didn't hit us. They just had some free running lanes to the basket. Yeah, from that game to this game, I think we did a better job of actually hitting everybody that crashed, and you saw that helped with the rebounds.
Where did the difference come from with that between then and now?
Just attention to detail. Yeah. If we want to go where we say we want to go, it's going to be about who's the tougher team, and whoever hits first is going to be the toughest team. If you get hit, you're just going to be fighting back all night, whereas we want to be on top and playing with the lead. So it's just about attention to detail, getting back to the basics.
Brice, after Minnesota, you talked about needing to find a killer instinct to put teams away. You had another opportunity tonight, you did it. You shot 60% from the field, 11-13 from the free throw line. What was different about just the killer instinct and finding a way to finish in really every aspect tonight?
Like you said, just finding a way to finish, sticking to what we know, sticking to the game plan, playing tough, like Rienk said, hitting first. That all goes into the killer instinct. It's not just about scoring the ball. It's not just about making a good stop on defense. It's about doing it continuously. Who's going to do it for the most out of the 40-minute game? And that's what we did tonight. And when we had the lead, at first we lost it, but then we got it back and we played with it. And that's growth. That's what you got to be happy with, and hopefully we can continue to grow as the games go on.
Juwan, you had a couple big threes in the first half. A bunch of guys hit big shots the first half from the team. Can you just talk about how that gave you confidence and how you've grown as an outside shooter this year?
It's just the work I put in for sure. Credit to these guys, they've been helping me out, giving me the ball in practice for sure. But it's just the flow of the game. Just the flow of practice, how practice go, and the same practice how you play. So we practice.
We saw it in practice. He's been shooting very well in practice, so we knew that it was going to translate to the game at some point for sure.
for sure. But credit to you guys for sure. Like, you know, playing with a group of guys, you get that confidence. You know, all summer, you know, you've been playing with a great group of guys, so why not change something that you've been working on all summer? So, you know, just going out there, putting a bunch of confidence. They got confidence in me, I got confidence in them. So the confidence off of them just give me the confidence I need for sure.
Rienk, I think you had 6 assists tonight. Was finding guys on those cuts to the basket more of a priority tonight? Is that something you were looking for?
Something that me and coach kind of talked about. We watched some film together, and what I focused on today was not dribbling right away, but actually trying to see first before going into an action. So that emphasis, that little tip, advice that coach gave me, that just you saw it today. It paid off by being able to find more guys and distribute the ball better. So just that little detail that coach saw in the film, and then told me, okay, do this a little bit better. That definitely helped.
Brice, Fred talked about communication in the huddle being as good as it's been all season. Is that something you guys are cognizant of, or is it just happen naturally?
It happens naturally. I feel like leaders just step up. Leaders step up consistently, and especially when they need to. And tonight, we were saying what needed to be said. We were talking about what we saw out there. Because it all can't come from coaches. Player-led programs go the furthest, and we're the ones out there. Coaches aren't out there, and that was also a step of growth and why we were able to stop their runs. Because if they went on a run, we would call it out. This is what they're doing, and this is how we stop it. So the communication just has to keep staying at that level, so we can just keep winning.
Juwan, coach said that this was a game that you guys put a lot of emphasis on leading up to it. And it's only December 10th, but he called it a huge win for your guys' season. Why was this such a huge win, even though it is still so early?
Because we knew from last year, Michigan State was, last year we was up on them big here at home last year, and they came back and beat us, so we knew what we was going to face. But we knew what we was going to come into, even though they record, not the best record that they want to have, but we knew as a team, as a group, we knew how type of talent they have, like guard-wise, Tyson Walker, AJ Holgor, those two tough guards in the Big Ten for sure. We had to make sure we emphasize their transitions. You see how fast pace they get, taking 5 seconds of a shot clock, they scoring the basketball. So, we emphasize that in practice very much on the physicality, just getting back, getting back was the biggest thing we always emphasize during the media timeouts for sure. So when coach emphasized that, we knew we had to lock in for sure. We couldn't dwell on what happened last game, what happened the game before that. We just had to focus on this game. That's what thing we did for sure.
Is this kind of a reminder of the team that you could be after the disappointment of the last 2 games? It's kind of a, hey, we're still a pretty good team. We showed it tonight.
Yes, sir. It's a game of basketball. Basketball, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. But in the day, it's about the team who's gonna respond the best. Like you said, the physical team, the best team, the most detailed team is gonna always come on top for sure. And that's one thing we did today. So we're gonna celebrate this win tonight and just move on to the next one. We got next week Kansas State for sure. We're gonna focus on that. Got a couple of days off for sure. Got our bodies right, but in the day we know we gotta lock in and get back in practice.
Juwan, he heated up a little at the end, but you guys were able to hold Walker in check for the most part. This game, what do you think you guys were doing on him?
Leaders. Our leaders, came in the huddle. Like you said, coaches can't go out there and play for us, so it come from us. So Brice, Rienk, and myself, we just kept everybody composure, calm. It don't matter if they up 5, it don't matter up 3, and they still getting basketball. We knew they was gonna get a lead at one point in the game, and sadly it came at the end. But in the day, we nut up and we handled what we had to handle. So in the day, we got stops. We got stops for sure. We knew he was gonna heat up a couple times during the game. For in the day, we shut that out for sure and just moved on.
Rienk, in the locker room, how big was this game for team morale?
For what?
The team morale, just the feeling in the locker room after the game.
Oh, yeah. So, for us mentally, I think it's very important that, these first 2 games, if you go 0-2, that's mentally, very different than going 1-1. Today we showed we can play with these teams. I don't know exactly what the standings are, but a lot of teams in the Big Ten are 1-1 now. So we're right there. If you go 0-2, then it's a different mentality. And, the atmosphere in the locker room, everybody, it's just one win. So I told everybody hey, we're gonna win more this year, but the spirits were very good in the locker room for sure.
Players? Press conference. Thanks, guys.